Hi everybody, it's Andrea, aka Violet Kitty 411, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who has been engaging with comments, likes, and subscribing. You know I do appreciate it so much as we enjoy the best game in the franchise together, The Sims 2. So we are back in the building side of Old Town. Sorry I have been MIA for a while. I've had a lot of things happening in my 3D world, so hopefully I'm getting things worked out. But in the meantime, let's get on with another home redesign. So today's clients are one of the look back families, one of the families who exist in Pleasant View, whose storyline indicates that they've been in Pleasant View for a while, but they're not actually in The Sims 1. And that is actually the Langerak family. Kaylynn Langerak cleans up after her brother and stay-at-home dad while her mother works all day. She dreams of the day she doesn't have to spend all day cleaning. Dream on, Kaylynn. So here's our family, and thanks to Numberjacks Octonaut, who actually gave me the idea to do this family. I wouldn't have thought of it before. And the deciding factor as to whether or not I did do this is because there is a Kaylynn Langerak in the neighborhood. So this is actually the real Kaylynn Langerak that ships with the game. And then I created the family and merged her. So here we have Dustin. As a stay-at-home dad, Dustin has strict rules. However, cleaning up around the house is not one of them. Because this is a TS3 character that doesn't use personality points, I rather chose the personality based off of his traits and his likes. So this seemed to be the most appropriate. He is a family sim, but I would say I would probably also recommend making a secondary personality of popularity for him, because I think that he would be the great stay-at-home dad that forms the relationships while Iliana goes off to work. Now here we have Iliana, who is a fortune sim but looks much more like a family sim. Iliana has been motivated for her entire life. Everything and everyone has a place, and Iliana's is somewhere high up the ladder. Now Kaylynn's older brother Parker is a romance sim, and that worked well with his zodiac sign of a Libra. Parker is a sloppy, laid-back schmoozer who is only interested in getting attention from girls when he sweet talks them. And here we have Kaylynn. As I said, she is actually Kaylynn that ships with the game. I had to grow her up using the sim modder that is included in boolprop testing cheats enabled true, and I had to exit immediately, change her grades in sim PE, or she does get taken by the social worker. Kaylynn, unlike her father and brother, tries to keep a spotless house. She enjoys painting when she gets a break from cleaning up after everyone. Sadly, in Sims 4, kids can't paint. Just saying. In Sims 1, all children have random skills, and if you get one that has a random 10 in creativity, that child can definitely contribute to your household income. Anyway, so here we have Kaylynn. She does have 5 aspiration benefit perks because she is an aged back adult, and I did make her a B student. Okay, so let's get on with their redesign. So the house that I have for them is this one at 53 Ingleside Drive, which is called the Blackpoint Cottage, and a touch of old world simplicity in the heart of suburbia. So now to remind you, when I'm doing an empty house, my lowest multiplier is 2, because that's kind of the minimal to furnish a house, which we discovered with the Cheekies, and let's see what the future has in store for them. 3, or is it 2? It's 2. Okay, that was close. All right, so let's go ahead and see how much I have to work with. So the Blackpoint Cottage sells for $33,890 completely unfurnished, so my budget will be $67,780. So let's go in and take a look. So here's the Blackpoint Cottage with its floor plan tile for tile as it ships in The Sims 1. These little plants right here along the balcony as well as along the deck are because there is a rail that has plants on it, so I did the best that I could. I'm going to do something else, and let's take a look at it inside. It is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home. I'm going to turn it into a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, and let's see what I've got for that. So I have everything stripped because you know I like to work with a very clean slate, a tabula rasa, because that prevents my own ideas being hindered. So let's see what I came up with. Now, I am going to keep the basic layout the same, but we're going to go a little bit different. We're going to have our master bedroom right here and our stairwell here. Nope, not like that, right like that. And this will be the kitchen with an eating space as well as the main living space here. So that means that I have to have up here this right like that, our stairwell here, and a Jack and Jill 3/4 bath right there. We'll put a little wall right there because we will separate the shower. And then I'm going to have the stairwell leading to the basement. Whether or not I'm able to use the basement remains to be seen. So that's the floor plan that I have. So now I have 3 bedrooms and, well, technically 1 3/4 bath, but I will also probably stick a little micro bath right there, because what else is that space good for? So there's that. Whether or not I'm actually able to use much down here remains to be seen based on budget, but let's start decorating. So let's take a look at the finished Blackpoint Cottage. Now, as far as the exterior, I did not do much of anything with the grounds themselves other than to use the smooth terrain tool, which did not exist when I originally built this home. The largest change on the exterior was the roof. I dropped the pitch over this front portion as well as the left side portion, and as a huge departure, I actually raised the pitch over the central portion because that creates a more alpine-y feel. I thought about using this space to create a 4th bedroom and decided against it, but obviously that can always be done in the future. Change the railing from the very unfriendly wrought iron to a much more organic wood feel because it's much more in keeping with the home. I did, of course, put a roof over this balcony so it is more usable throughout the year, although Sims 2 Sims can't be outside simply because there's a roof like Sims 4 Sims can. Now, I left the front door where it is, although I did consider moving it to the front and center, but I rather consider that this house was built piecemeal over the course of several generations, so I left it somewhat disjointed the way it was originally built. Now, designing this home was actually quite a nice project because I used the favorite colors that was presented to me in TS3, and the palette is turquoise for Iliana, blue for Dustin, green for Parker, and white for Kaylynn. So that made a really nice palette to work with and made the boho fireplace the absolute perfect choice for this project. Using a more neutral background but a lot of color in the furnishings. We've got the main sitting area and the informal area for games, TV, and a spontaneous dance party. Off of the main room, we have 4 areas: the kitchen, stairwell, bathroom, and main bedroom. As we enter into the kitchen, we have an eating space for 4. I chose the romantic because it seems much more in keeping with an old world home. And the shakily stuff from Life Stories. And going back out into the main area. And I did pretty much run out of money, so there is very little in the way of decoration. At the far end, we have Iliana and Dustin's room. It's not truly a master bedroom because it does not have an ensuite bath, but it does have access to the back deck. I chose the most obvious wallpaper, which is blue and turquoise, as well as very old worldy. The shakily furniture and a bedspread from TS4, because that's the only thing from TS4 conversions that I can use that does not increase the file size crazy huge. So while there is not an ensuite bath, there is an adjacent bathroom, and again with the romantic stuff. Now, the original floor plan did have a regular staircase, but with a small footprint. You know, I do love a spiral, so we have our 2x2 landing, off of which we have Kaylynn and Parker's bedrooms. So to the right we have Kaylynn's room. It is for our white princess, meaning I actually used the princess stuff for her, not the princess desk because it was just too big, but very pretty, very feminine, in keeping with her character. Her hobby, by the way, is tinkering. She shares a Jack and Jill with her brother Parker. She's not thrilled with that, but it is what it is. It's only a 3/4 because I could not do a full bath with this configuration. Parker's room is green, very sporty. Even though he himself is not actually sporty, his hobby is music and dance, as is Dustin's, and Iliana's is actually science. So from the balcony we have views of La Porte Rouge, the Walden Estates, Foufara, and Hatfield. And on the back deck they are ready to have a little bit of a birthday party celebration for when Kaylynn becomes a teenager. Not that she would have chosen the blue balloons. So the budget that I have for the Langeraks is $67,780. The house came in at $67,565, so just over 200 simoleons. Not fantastic, but they have everything they need. Let's move them in and see what they think. All right, move-in day. Iliana and Kaylynn seem to be getting along quite well, but I think the kids need to go to school. So while the kids go to school and Iliana goes to work, Dustin's going to use the toilet and then call the garden club. Not that we have a whole lot of hope, but we can probably get in. Sure, why not? And why don't you greet Alan with a kiss, kiss, darling? And that was really taking the long way around. I wonder if they're always going to do that. Okay, well, yep, talk about business, but why don't you request garden club membership? All right, thanks. Let's see, if I go over here, does he always? Yeah, he always goes that way. Okay, that's interesting. And Rod Humble, where are you going with that? Enjoy the whole video game there. And why don't you collect that computer? At least we've got that. And she likes the umbrella. I like that. And she's pleased with the state of the garden. It's not much, but it's something. And in the meantime, you're making fried bananas? This was his own decision. Yes, fried bananas. That's delicious. And you know what? You're actually not that hungry. And we got into the garden club, picked up 865 simoleons, which is great for us. That was a bonus. And now we've got Ulysses Hatfield, Davis Dreamer, and Ruby Ann stopping by. I gave Ruby Ann a makeover since we last saw her. So, yes, she's wearing clothes that have been converted from uni to adults. So that's great. And Parker brought home Darlene Matlapan, which of course is the eventual mother of Dirk. And we should chase off the dog, because, come on, get out of there. Yeah, thank you. And we are going to try to get, oh, well, yeah, you're making enemies. And chase that dog off, please. Please, we don't want dogs around. And Parker has discovered his love for music and dance. Dustin's being lazy. And now Ulysses T and Ruby Ann are no longer in love. We love that for them. My guess is she was saying, Ulysses T, look how nice their house is. Why can't we have nice house like this? Why can't we have nice things? And the little star of the show, Kaylynn, is home from school. And she's like, oh, I really need to pee. Let's go take care of that. And somebody else fell out of love. Ooh. They don't even have crush on each other. Their marriage is on the rocks. This is awesome. Iliana would like to see her kids get into private school, so we'll see if we can make that happen for her. They do seem to walk around this. Yes, let's go. They do seem to walk around this, and we'll see if we can get Parker to be our host of the evening. And it looks like our ladies are bonding over a nice game of baseball, or just catch anyway. Iliana brought home Gordon Wolasenko, and here's Abhijit DPS. Meanwhile, we have Dustin making some pork chops, and he now has enough enthusiasm to talk about it with other Sims. We'll leave it there for just a quick minute. Actually, you know what? Why don't you put that away? And then we'll get it out in a few minutes. So Dustin here has some good high stats in interest in school work as well as money. So you are going to be the tour guide, Dustin. And why don't you greet Vince Walter? Okay, and what do we have as 7 schmooze points? That's great. So why don't you go over here? And offer to give a tour. We've got, and right away we will show this room because, okay, great. 10 points. Oh, can't use the bathroom. That's okay. Let's go into Mom and Dad's room. Not as high, but it should still be good. All right. Dustin, why don't you come watch TV? And Parker, you come here real quick. And he can join you. Okay. He's apparently not wanting to go in there. That's okay. Parker, I need you to be right here. And why don't you show him this room? Okay, we've got at least one more room to go. Let's try Kaylynn's room. Oh, who boinged out that time? And given the stats, it's looking like Iliana and Dustin are not doing great. I think that was them. Yep, negative points. Great, we've got upset marriages. That's fantastic. And we got 45 out of 45 points because he did like Kaylynn's room. That's awesome. Now let's go back down to the kitchen. Why don't you serve those pork chops? Oh, somebody's falling in love. And it looks like it was Ruby Ann and Ulysses. Okay, that's good. But it's still a marriage on the rocks. Iliana wanted a painting that's at least 500 simoleons, so we're giving it to her. Just so, well, I was hoping that maybe she'd want the kids to get into private school, but that didn't happen. Let's call Vince for dinner. Before the house guests all grab a plate. Oh, great. The kids are fighting. That's so appropriate. Kids, why don't you talk about money? Change the topic to money. Vince likes money. He also apparently likes pets. Hi, Darlene. Okay, Vince. Ooh, we are 1 point away. Look at this. We got 40 food points. Okay, great. Why don't you schmooze about school? You probably have enough to schmooze about school. Or not. Okay, why don't we talk? And then we will talk about money, please. All right, what are we doing here? We just need 2 points. Up, there we go. Awesome. And I'm guessing Iliana and Dustin were out here playing catch or something. And it looks like, are we going to get a congratulations? Yeah, there we go. Well, I think that this is going to work out for them, although we've got some marriages that are now in distress. But, you know, what is life without pressure? Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I will see you soon in the pixelated world, and that's all I have to say. VK out.